The void has learned to dream. Without a guiding hand, the universe pulses with a vitality.
On the surface of worlds untouched by divine blueprints, life experiments with radical forms.
The ghosts of the managed era remain. This station, once a node of perfect...
Nature has its own logic, hidden in the random collision of particles. It imitates
heaven. The dance of gravity continues, unmonitored. When worlds collide, it is not a tragedy of design.
The rifts are growing. They are the scars of a universe that is stretching itself too thin.
the first generation of explorers. They do not know of the architect. They only know the greed for resources and the struggle against the cold. Huddled beneath the frozen crust, life persists. They have no gods, no creators to petition.
Something new is rising. A life form that does not rely on suns or heat.
Maps are failing. The stars are shifting, moving in ways that defy the old charts.
An anomaly of beauty. Water held in suspension by a localized gravity well, hosting a garden that shouldn't exist.
Where survival meets ambition. The trade hubs are the new anchors of civilization. The probe keeps pinging, a dying pulse into the silent vastness. It is looking for a command signal.
The heartbeat of the new universe.
They search for meaning in the debris. The ancient texts are fragmented, a language they no longer speak. They are becoming the builders now, no longer waiting for a directive. They are taking the materials of the cosmos and shaping them for their own survival. They play in the void as if it were a cradle. The fear of the unknown is absent in the generation that has known nothing else.
The birth of elements. The supernova sows the seeds for the future.
The elder looks at the stars and sees not gods, but cycles. They understand what These were the tools of the old order, designed for tasks that no longer exist. They drift in a silent orbit. They are the wanderers of the unmanaged era. They navigate by the light of unstable stars, seeking...
They are digging through the ghost signals. They treat the architect's abandoned code as if it were scripture.
The universe is birthing its own fire. Without the architect's safety protocols,
A new mind, born into the aftermath. They trace the stars not because they are told, but because
They treat the dying sun as a final utility. Every photon is harvested, every erg of energy drained to keep the machines of their society humming. The drones still care. It is a programmed kindness, a residue of the architect's original mandate to protect. They heal, they mend, event horizon. The ultimate end of the architect's laws. Here, even light bends to the weight of the void. In the face of the endless void, they turn to each other. They invent games, they tell stories, they create the new technology. Not built, but grown. Nanites that organize themselves into structures, acting on a
Marie fades. They chart the stars, hoping to find a pattern, a message left behind.
the fecal inhabitants are terraforming the void.
They treat the emptiness not as a vacuum, but as a blank canvas.
The universe is playing with forms.
A conflict over resources in a dying sector. They fight not for ideology or gods, but for the raw materials of history is being consumed to heat the future. They are burning the records of the architect to sustain their own warmth.
The universe cries for its own loss. Even in the act of creation, there is a... The Voyager stands at the end of the line. Before them is only the dark, the unmanaged, They are no longer just surviving, they are modulating the universe. The nebula is being rewritten, not by chance, but by intent.
They no longer store data in glass, but in life. Knowledge grows, evolves, and breathes.
The traveler knows that the bridge is not a permanent fixture. It exists only for the duration of their transit.
They have turned the rubble of the past into the art of the present, a monument to the end of the architect.
They are the new master architects. They don't wait for evolution, they accelerate it. They are molding the planet to their needs.
Diplomacy in a masterless universe.
No authority to mediate, no rules to enforce.
They are discovering the underlying code of the architect. They realize that reality is a series of variables. They are beginning to...
The hope of the new era.
The Exodus. They are moving out, colonizing the deep, unmanaged reaches of the cosmos. They are no longer... They have arrived. They are here. They are the new architects, not of matter, but of their own existence.
Even the records are turning to dust.
They are leaving their mark, not in stone, but in the stars themselves.
They are finding beauty in the cold, unmanaged iron. They are turning the tools of their survival into the canvases.
The final insight. They have mapped the structure of reality. They are now the ones who...
It served its purpose. It kept the memories of the old for long enough. Now, it serves a new purpose. The survival of...
A reality of their own design. Stable, rich, and full of life. It is the antithesis of the...
Race of Legion.
They are no longer asking for answers from a gator. They are creating the ants themselves.
The cycle repeats, but it is not the same. It is a new, complex, and unmanaged growth.
They are small. They are ephemeral. But they are the masters of their own destiny.